Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra Unit 8.1, 8.3 review. Remember to show all your work. Okay, 1 and 2 say to graph the parabola and identify the specified parts. So, let's take a look. What do I have to identify? Oh, the vertex, the axis of symmetry, the y-intercepts, and the x-intercepts. Okay, I can do that. Let's look at number 1. Now, number 1's in standard form. When something is in standard form, the first thing I want to do is I want to find the vertex, and that is x equals the opposite of b over 2a. Remember, a, b, and c. So x equals the opposite of b, so if our b is -4, the opposite of that is +4 times 2, or over 2 times -2. 2 times -2 on the bottom gives us -4. And when we're all done, we get that x equals -1. Okay, so our vertex, our middle point, what we're trying to find, -1. Okay, from there we go 2 points above and 2 points below. Now, let's go ahead and solve those points. When we're solving those, we're going to plug into our equation y equals -2 x squared times 4 times x plus 2. And what we do is we plug these in. These are our input. These are the numbers that come in here, and you can solve them. Okay? So I'll do one of them together with you. I'll be nice and I won't do the easy one. So we get -2 times, in parentheses, we have to put the -3 squared, minus 4 times -3 plus 2. And we get -4. Okay? And the cool thing about that is those are going to be the exact same. So now you only have to do 2. Go ahead and pause the video and see what you get. Okay, those should be your answers. Remember, the axis of symmetry cuts our graph in half, and that's why those points are mirror images of each other. All right, let's go ahead and graph. Our axis of symmetry, or our vertex, I'm sorry, is -1, 4. And then we have -3, or I'm sorry, -1, +4. And we have 0, 2, and -2, 2. And then we have -3, -4, and 1, 4. So when we draw our line, or our parabola, remember we want that to be smooth. Okay, and the axis of symmetry is the line that cuts the graph in half. Okay, so now that we have all of that, let's answer. Our vertex was that middle point, so -1, 4. The axis of symmetry is the line that cuts the graph in half, and we steal that from our vertex. Okay? Our y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, and it crosses the y-axis right there, which is the point 0, 2. Now, our or x-intercepts, I'm sorry, is where it crosses the x-axis, and there's not a distinct point right there. And I know we're asking for points because it says what are the intercepts. PTS means point, so I don't know what they exactly are, so I'm going to be rounding them. That first one is between -2 and 3, which means it's going to be negative, right around -2.5 comma 0. And then our one on the right is between 0 and 1, which is about 0.5 comma 0. Okay? All right, let's move on to number 2. Now, number 1 was in standard form. Number 2 is in vertex form. Well, Mr. Grice, how do you know the difference? Well, these are in parentheses. That's the main difference right there. Okay? So in here, I don't have to do anything to find the vertex because it's in our equation. To find the vertex, we take the opposite of that number. So the opposite of -2 is +2. And this number out here stays the same. So we get 2, 3. Now, same thing applies. I want the two numbers above and the two numbers below. Excuse me. All right, so what we're going to do is the same thing. We're going to pause the video, and you guys are going to tell me what the answers are for these. And you know what? Why don't you try to graph it as well? Don't be scared. You will get decimals for this, okay? 2 of them will have decimals. Do the best job you can to graph them. All right, pause the video, and good luck. Okay, there you go. Your graph should look something like that. Did you guys have problems with it, or did you do good? Hopefully it wasn't too bad. So now let's answer the questions. Vertex. Vertex, you should know that. We did that right away. The vertex is that middle point. So in this case, it's 2, 3. Our axis is symmetry. We steal the x point, and that is our equation, x equals 2. Our y-intercept is where it touches the y-axis. And in this case, it is in 0, 5. And the last one is our x-intercept, and it's asking for the point where it crosses the x-axis. And does it cross the x-axis? No. So our answer, none. Okay, so 3, 4, and 5 are saying how many solutions, or identify the solutions for each parabola. So the solutions are where it crosses the x-axis. This one has 2 solutions because it crosses the x-axis 2 times. Well, what are those 2 points? What does x equal? When it's solutions, we just want to know what x is. So x would equal to -5 in our first one and +2 because this is the point -5, 0 and 2, 0. So all we want is the x point or the x value. What do you think it is for number 4? Tell me, what does x equal? Well, x equals -4 because that's the point, -4, 0. Okay, and the last one? Where does it cross the x-axis? Well, it doesn't, so we wouldn't say none because we want to know the solution. So the answer is no real solution. If you guys move on to advanced algebra, you'll learn what the answer is there. Or advanced algebra 2. Number 6. Is the parabola described possible? Explain your answer by using a complete sentence and a sketch. So, a parabola with a vertex at 1, 3 that opens down and has one solution. Well, this says that I have to sketch it, so let's try to sketch it. So a vertex at 1, 1, 2, 3. So there's my vertex, and it opens down. So that means when I draw it, it's gonna look something like that, right? Oh, how many solutions does it have? That is 2. What happens if I were to draw it like this? Does that work? No, because that arrow means it keeps going. No matter what, it's going to come down. So this is what I would say. It says if the parabola opens down, it automatically, because we can't change it, has 2 solutions. Why don't you try number 7 on your own? Go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. So there's my graph. I couldn't remember what the quadrants were, so I labeled them. But what I noticed is if the parabola is in quadrant 3 and opens up, it will have 2 solutions. Okay? Now if it opened down, then it would have no solutions like it asked for, but since it goes up, that's all there is. Okay? All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video right here, and then I'll make another video for the back. So this will be the end for the first video. Thanks for watching, always. If you need help on any of these other ones, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. This is Mr. Grice, signing off.